Welcome to PNB News, coming to you live from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. First, the headlines. Nigeria honors a visiting Senegalese president with Abuja citizenship. Minister for Women Affairs withdraws controversial suit against Niger State House of Assembly Speaker. On the foreign scene, a rainstorm causes havoc in Houston, causing a power outage. In sports, Brazil set to host Women's World Cup in 2027. Details in a moment. Welcome back. I am Omoife Peace Osemer. Now starting with a handshake across the Niger, the president of Senegal, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, has been conferred with the honorary citizenship of Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital, by the minister Nyesom Wike. Wike, who received the Senegalese president on his arrival at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, also presented the symbolic key to the city to Faye. Wike said the key conferred on the Senegalese president all the rights and privileges of a citizen. It also serves as a mark of respect for the strong friendship and cordial relationship between Nigeria and Senegal. President Faye's visit to Nigeria on Thursday was a historic moment as it marked his first visit to Nigeria since he assumed office as the youngest president in Senegalese history in April. And now to political matters. Ahead of the governorship elections in Edo and Ondo State, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has cautioned against the abuse of incumbency power. INEC chairman noted that a situation where a ruling party denied the opposition access to campaign spaces often resulted in a breach of peace. He appealed for security protection for both the personnel and the materials that INEC would be deploying for the upcoming elections. The Edo State governorship election is scheduled for September 21st, 2024, while the Ondo State election will be held on November 16th, 2024. The continuous voter registration in both states will run simultaneously from Monday, May 27th to Wednesday, June 5th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily, including weekends. Campaigns by political parties in Edo State began on April 24th, 2024 and would conclude at midnight on September 19th, 2024. Speaking on Thursday at a meeting of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security in Abuja, Professor Yakubu underscored the responsibility of security agencies to ensure the enforcement of the law throughout the election period, stressing the importance of a peaceful and orderly process. Still talking politics, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has claimed that the 27 lawmakers at the Rivers State House of Assembly who defected to the All Progressives Congress, APC, have lost their seats forever. The party said this in a statement issued by its National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Debo Ologunagba, in Abuja. Ologunagba said that the clarification was necessary following a mischievous report on social media claiming that there were plots to compromise the party's position to return the defected lawmakers to their seats. I quote, "For evidence or the avoidance of doubt, the PDP, in its counterclaim by its national legal advisor, Kamaldeen Ajibade, in suit number FHC/ABJ/CS/1681/2023, that's 2023, filed at the Federal High Court, Abuja, stated clearly that the former River State lawmakers are no longer members of the Rivers State House of Assembly from December 11, 2023, when they publicly announced their defection from the PDP to the APC. For emphasis, the PDP in the said suit seeks, among others, the following declaration and orders against the former Rivers State lawmakers, he said. He added, and I quote, a declaration that by provisions of Section 109, subsection 1G of the Constitution of Nigeria 1999 as amended, the seats of the plaintiffs have been vacant since December 11, 2023, when the plaintiffs announced their defection to the All Progressives Congress. To education matters, a sigh of relief for Nigerian students as the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund, has announced May 24, 2024 as the official date for the opening of the portal for student loan applications. Well, this was disclosed in a statement by the media lead for the Education Loan Fund, Nasir Ayantogo. Ayantogo said the opening of the application portal marked a significant milestone in the commitment of President Bola Tinubu to fostering accessible and inclusive education for all Nigerian students. It will be recalled that President Tinubu had on June 12, 2023, signed the Access to Higher Education Act 2023 into law to enable indigent students to access interest-free loans for their educational pursuits in any Nigerian tertiary institution. The act, popularly known as the Student Loan, also established the Nigerian Education Loan Fund to process all loan requests, grants, disbursement, and recovery. And now let's move on to some controversial issues as the Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy Ohaneye, has withdrawn a suit she earlier filed against the Speaker of the Niger State House of Assembly, Abdul Malik Sarakin Daji, following his decision to marry off 100 orphans from his constituency. Speaking with newsmen, the minister said the ministry, in collaboration with the Speaker of the Niger State Assembly, Abdul Malik Sarakin Daji, the traditional rulers from the state, are currently investigating the ages of the girls to ascertain if they are within the stipulated age for marriage. She said that the Ministry of Women Affairs will, for now, focus on empowering girls as well as others affected by insecurity in the state. While the development had sparked national outrage, the Muslim rights concern Murik urged the minister to withdraw the litigation and petition she wrote to the Inspector General of Police. The chairman, Kano State Chapter of Murik, Malam Hassan Indabawa, who made the call on Thursday night in a statement, urged Nigerians to learn to respect other people's culture and traditions. Now moving on to some business news, where the World Bank has taken action against 59 Nigerian companies and individuals for their involvement in corrupt practices and procurement violations. This was revealed in a recent release on its website titled World Bank Listing of Ineligible Firms and Individuals, a note on debarred firms and individuals. Included in this list are 39 Nigerian companies previously debarred by the African Development Bank, AFDB, and 19 individuals identified by the World Bank under the cross-debarment policy. The World Bank's list currently comprises 1,210 globally listed companies and individuals, where the consequence of being on the list is said to be inability to participate in World Bank-funded projects. Among the affected entities and individuals are those with offices in various Nigerian cities such as Abuja, Lagos, Kano, Delta, Kaduna, and Enugu. And now to security matters, where the Nigerian Army has inaugurated a 17-man peace implementation committee to find solutions to the lingering killings and counter-killings in communities in Basa local government area of Plateau State. The development, according to the General Officer commanding 3 Division, Nigeria Army, and Commander of Operation Safe Haven, OPSH, Major General Abdulsalami Abubakar, comes in the wake of the latest attack on herders in Meyanga community of Kwao district of Bassa local government area, where 2 herders and over 200 cattle were killed. We'll bring you details of this in our subsequent bulletin. Still talking security matters, the Speaker of the Houses of Assembly across 36 states of the Federation have thrown their weight behind the ongoing constitution review exercise for the creation of state police. The speakers, under the aegis of the Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures of Nigeria, took the stand in a communique issued at the end of their meeting in Abuja. The communique was signed by Chairman of the Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures of Nigeria, Mr. Adebo Ogundoyi, who is the Speaker of Oyo State House of Assembly. A bill for state police is currently being considered at the National Assembly. When transmitted to the state assemblies, the speakers pledged their readiness to support the bill for the state police creation. And now to other matters. Paved before entry. This is the latest from the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, FAN, as it announced the sale of e-tags, which will permit entry into the 24 federal airports in Nigeria. FAN, which made this announcement through its X handle, said the sales commences today, the 17th of May 2024. It was gathered that the FEC meetings held on Monday and Tuesday resulted in the approval of 21 policies and projects aimed at boosting the economy, facilitating investment and promoting the ease of doing business in the country. Among these policies, the FEC approved a mandate that all users of federal airports across the country must pay tolls at the gates before gaining access, with no exceptions. This policy will apply to everyone, including the President and Vice President. This is coming amidst a hardship occasioned by the removal of subsidies and the floating of the naira. Right, you're watching PNB News Live on Politics and Business TV. There is more to come right here after the break. Do join us again. Welcome back. You're watching PNB News Live on Politics and Business TV. Now to some legal matters. Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court in Abuja has denied bail to Tigran Gambarian, an executive of Binance Holdings Limited. The judge determined that Gambarian is likely to abscond if released on bail. Gambarian and Binance Holdings Limited are facing a 5-count charge related to money laundering. Both the company and Gambarian have pleaded not guilty to the charges. Mark Mordi, counsel for the defendant, argued for bail, asserting that the court has the authority to impose conditions ensuring the defendant's appearance at future proceedings. However, Ekele Iheanacho represents a flight risk. Away from Nigeria now, let's head on to the foreign scene. We'll start off with the latest coming in from Darfur, as the United Nations Human Rights Chief has expressed horror over the escalating violence in Sudan's North Darfur region, as a top humanitarian official described the worsening situation on the ground as hell on earth. Hundreds of thousands of displaced people are sheltering in El Fasher without basic supplies amid fears that nearby fighting will turn into an all-out battle for the city, the last stronghold of the Sudanese armed forces in the western Darfur region. Its capture would be a major boost for the rival Rapid Support Forces, RSF, as regional and international powers try to push the sides to negotiate an end to a 13-month war. The UN Deputy Humanitarian Coordinator for Sudan, Toby Howard, said people who are currently in El Fasher have said the situation is like hell on earth, where they could lose their lives at any time. The UN Human Rights Office said at least 58 people have been killed around El Fasher since last week. A spokesperson, Ravina Shamdasani, said UN High Commissioner Volker Turk had phone calls this week with Army Chief General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and RSF leader Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, urging them to de-escalate. Still on the foreign scene, power outages could last weeks in parts of Houston after thunderstorms with hurricane-force winds tore through the city, and officials said Friday, knocking out electricity to nearly 1 million homes and businesses. Houston Mayor John Whitmire said 4 and possibly 5 people were killed after storms Thursday swept through Harris County, which includes Houston. Officials warned residents that it would be a slow cleanup, adding that some residents should brace up to be without electricity for days, if not longer. Well, it said at least 2,500 traffic lights were out and warned would-be looters that police are out in force, including 50 state troopers sent to the area to prevent looting. The widespread destruction brought much of Houston to a standstill as crews raced to restore power and remove uprooted trees and debris. School district in the Houston area canceled classes for more than 400,000 students, and government offices were closed. City officials urged people to stay off roads, many of which were flooded or lined with downed power lines and malfunctioning traffic lights. From the foreign scene now, let's bring you the latest from the world of sport, as Brazil has been declared a host of the 2027 Women's World Cup after winning a vote at the annual FIFA Congress on Friday, beating the joint bid of Belgium, Netherlands and Germany to become the first South American country picked to stage the tournament. Brazil won with 119 votes versus 78 for the joint European entry, boosted by a technical evaluation from world governing body FIFA that gave a high score for its commercial plan and stadiums purpose-built for the 2014 Men's World Cup. The vote on the Women's World Cup had been whittled down to 2 candidates after the United States and Mexico withdrew to pursue the 2031 tournament instead. Brazil had scored 4.0 out of 5 compared with 3.7 for Belgium, Netherlands, Germany in the FIFA evaluation, which had highlighted the European bid's compactness, a solid commercial viability and short distances between venues, but noted smaller capacities of 13 stadiums. All right, still talking sport, Juventus have sacked Massimiliano Allegri 2 days after he led the side to the Italian Cup. The Turin side beat Atlanta 1-0 in Rome, but Allegri was sent off late on for ranting at match officials and waving away sporting director during the celebrations. The Italian Football Federation's disciplinary tribunal has launched an investigation into Allegri. Juventus confirmed on Friday he was no longer their boss. Juve's 1-0 win over Atlanta, thanks to Dusan Vlahovic's early goal, gave Allegri a record 5th Coppa Italia as manager. Well, on this note, we've come to the end of the bulletin tonight, but just before I go, a recap of the main items. You heard that the federal government has honored visiting Senegalese President with Abuja citizenship. The Minister for Women Affairs has withdrawn controversial suit against Niger State House of Assembly Speaker. On the foreign scene, we're told you that a rainstorm has caused havoc in Houston, knocking out electricity to nearly 1 million homes and businesses. And in sport, Brazil has been declared host of a 2027 Women's World Cup. Thank you so much for watching. From all of us here, it's bye for now.